All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So, I mean, look, clearly AI is king. I've been saying it for a little more than a month now, and man, it really just screams it almost every other day, okay? My issue is that this stock, the one that I've kind of called the Tesla of the AI sector, is actually not doing well. And truth be told, neither is NVDA, which we will look at later. So, it's interesting to see the big boys not do well and at the same time see these like wild 100+ days on just about anything that has the letters AI in the ticker name, right? So it might be a little overhyped stuff happening now. Again, if you're long, kind of ignore the noise and do your thing, right? But we might be coming to a place where like I don't know if I'm trusting at least these ones, all right? So we'll get into it shortly. And again, end of the day, as much as I love this sector, I love these lines more. You know what I mean? So I'm not just a fanboy here that's going to keep saying AI is king as it goes down, right? Like if it looks like down, it's coming, we're at least going to talk about that shit, right? So all that said, what are we going to do today before we go deeper? We're going to look at the daily and the weekly to see how this thing is setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages, these horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please like, share, subscribe, comment, anything you can do really does help with the algorithms. But hey, nonetheless, I appreciate your time and I'm glad you're here, okay? And hey, if you disagree with anything I got to say, just throw it in the comments, all right? I'm not here to hate on your thoughts. They actually might be way better than mine. And yeah, we're just simply some educated people sharing our thoughts, all right? So let's get into the details. And again, there's a lot that I don't like here, okay? It's now been a little, almost 2 weeks now, right? It's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 days under the 8 and 6 days under the 8 and the 20. Look, end of the day, I don't care what stock you are. Bad things happen under the 8 and the 20. And it wasn't that long ago that this stock could not get over the 8 and the 20 for the life of it. You know what I mean? So it's really only been a little quick minute where the line's been the friends, right? So excuse me, we've seen some interesting bounces, and I think a lot of it is this 50, right? We've clearly now lost the 50 as well, right? So there's so much pressure, I think, coming up on this 2061 line. Again, we've hit it once, twice, I would say 3, 4, 5. Let's even just say 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Hitting it a 5th time, man, I feel like that's where you start getting worried that this line is ready to break. Because again, how strong is a line going to be if it's already bounced you once, twice, 3 times, kind of 4 times, right? Like it can only do so much. And yeah, if this goes, we're pretty much coming to 18. The first place would be 830, right? This would be the first expectation. The next one would be here at 740. And look, hitting the 200 is hopefully the worst of it. And if we hit it, I would be expecting a monster bounce up. Otherwise, you lose these two, and I mean, there's not a lot of reason to say we wouldn't come down to 13. You know what I mean? So, again, I think it's just end of the day, bad things happen under the 8 and the 20. The 8 looks like it wants to keep going down. The 20 kind of doesn't, but again, it might just be getting ready to do like a prolonged lag, right? So 2061 I think is really important. And again, I'm not really a big fan when something like this, what I consider the top dog, is doing poorly, but all these like rando tickers that have like whatever AI in it are like smashing, right? I think it's just kind of a let's grab as much cash as we can before the cops come and we got to get out of the bank kind of thing. You know what I mean? So just be careful, all right? Be careful. Where are we on the weekly? Look, we try to break the 100. The 100 is essentially the 200 here because it is the last moving average. It was going to be that much harder because it's hard to smash over all of them, right? We definitely get a really bad fail, a really bad fail. This is a little more doji than a confirmation, right? So I think next week's going to say what's going to happen, and either we might fall down to this, 1930, maybe this 2060. I think even if we come here, that's still confirmation. Or hopefully we come back up to 2470. Where would 2470 put us on the daily? 2470. It would at least put us over everything. That would be pretty important to happen, because 2460 you could see is the top line right here. So yeah, I think next week is going to be really, really telling. And again, I am not as happy as I have been. All right. And look, it's hard to get over these two lines. It's now even harder because we have a 50 just sitting in there, right? Like we got to get over three moving averages pretty quickly. And yeah, I just don't like the direction of the 8. There's a lot of reason to be worried here. Okay. We did just look at the weekly. Again, with NVIDIA, it's kind of the same thing, right? I've had this 280 line since I added the video. I kept saying, hey, if you were not in it, a break of this is probably where you'd want to enter. It never happened, right? We tried, we got real close 2 days, but nah, it definitely failed. We couldn't even get the 20 over it, and now we've actually lost the 20, okay? We lost it, and that's not as much of a doji. It's definitely not a big percent by any means, but that's a full enough candle. I mean, I'm a little worried, I'll be honest with you, because what's the next plateau? I mean, the strongest plateau is this, and that's pretty much the 50 moving average, right? There isn't much of a plateau right here. I don't think that that's strong enough to like call it, right? I really see it being maybe this. And again, at that point, you're just on this red line right here, right? So, and again, I'm seeing the 8 wanting to go down. It's not as violent a down as we see with AI, right? But yeah, we're now what, 3 days under the 8. That day closes under the 8. We're now 2 days under the 20. Again, maybe you can call it a doji. You know, I'm less about the candles, right? But that's full enough for me to kind of say, all right, I think we actually did lose the 20. So, and yeah, the way it works is if you lose this, then you lose this, then you're going to lose this, then you're going to lose this, and they're going to, like, that's how it works, right? So we have not needed the 50 on most of this bound, on most of this like uptrend, right? So, hey, ideally we touch, or maybe not even touch it, right? Maybe 50% candle will be enough. This like 248, let's round it, right? Like maybe that's where it stops. But yeah, hopefully all we do is touch the 50 and go way back up real quick, right? Because again, you lose this plateau. The next real plateau, maybe this right here. Shit, that's the 200. What's this one? That one's even below the 100, right? So yeah, it would be very bad to lose the 50. And again, that's not a good that's not a good RSI. That's not a good MACD. Volume has definitely been real bad the last, 7 days, right? I'm seeing 3, 5, 2, right? That's not good right there. So yeah, this is definitely shifting. Did I talk about the RSI and MACD on these? I didn't, but they're not good, right? MACD looks like it's about to slip into 0. RSI, I see the green line peeking out. Yeah, I'm for sure worried on both of these, okay? And again, it just goes back to me saying what I always say. I'm not here to be a fanboy with you, right? Like, I'm not here to pretend our money is in this like golden safe that will never go down because AI is beautiful and blah, blah, blah. No, that's not how this works. Sometimes things just need to recover. Sometimes they need to take like a healthy, cool off. Sometimes it's not healthy, whatever it is, right? Like we're here to talk about reality. You know what I mean? So there's really not too much more. Let's at least look at the weekly for NVIDIA real quick. What does this put us at? 257. So I think 257 is an ideal place. And again, I think that 240, whatever, what do we say it was? 248. Between 248 and 255. I think that's kind of the recovery range. Where is this right here? This is 240, yeah, 239, same shit, right? So, yeah, I think that's realistic. Again, this is a good cluster right here, and actually looks like the 20 is going to keep going up. So I'm not necessarily worried. Hopefully it's just a good little healthy cool down. Same with AI, you know what I mean? So, hey, trade safely out there. But again, we're not here to pretend our money's in this like safe box, right? Like that's not what this is. This is all the stock market. Things go up and things go down. You know what I mean? So be safe out there.